Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and this video is going to be my top 25 non-legendary champions for campaign progression. Given the fact that Nightmare campaign is coming within the next day, this video will be a general guide even for like brutal progression, but doing it because of the fact that Nightmare campaign is coming soon, so a lot of the community is going to be focused on progressing in the campaign again, so I wanted to get this out there, so let's get into it. Alrighty, so these aren't going to be in a exact specific order. They're going to be kind of just generally getting better as we go, but I didn't take hours to sit here and really nitpick the list. But in general, I'm going to start at the bottom and work my way up. Now, one thing I do want to talk about really quick is the Lifesteal set is very good in campaign progression because it's stealing health based off of damage you do. So it's going to work very well with AoE champions, and it's going to work very well with defense champions. The reason Lifesteal works very well with defense characters, like characters that scale their damage based off of defense, like Padma, Tyrell, is because having a million HP isn't going to make you steal any more health. So you might as well have low HP and high defense so that every point of health you steal is worth more and it's tougher for the opponent to remove. So I would much rather have, 20,000 HP with really high defense than, more HP than that but low defense, because I want my HP to mean a lot and be tough to remove. That's why defense characters are going to scale very well with Lifesteal sets when it comes to campaign progression, and the Lifesteal set being so good, that's something I wanted to take note of, and that's why defense scaling characters are very good in campaign progression. They can scale both their damage and their toughness at the same time, and they can also pair very well with the Lifesteal set. Okay, so let's just dive into it here. The first one I'm going to go over is actually an interesting one here. We're going to go High Elf and Vergus. Vergus is a champion that never really gets any love because he's pretty bad, but in terms of campaign progression, he's actually pretty good because his ability here on a 3-turn cooldown is going to target a random ally. But in the campaign, remember, in terms of campaign progression to get 3 stars, we have to use 2 champions. So we only have space for basically a support and a damage dealer, or 2 damage dealers. Well, Vergus's permanent buffs here are gonna target a random ally no more. They're gonna target our specific person he's paired with. So he brings a lot more utility in this scenario than he would in the general game. So I wanted to throw him in at 25, and it might be fun to actually get some use out of him for some of you. All right, 24, we're gonna go another epic Lizard, Broadmouth. Again, another champion that's generally thought of as trash, but we've got a champion that is going to place freeze, semi-reliable at 30% when booked, and also crit rate, speed, and then revive and block damage. Revive is very good in terms of campaign progression, so is block damage. It gives them a chance to kind of use their Lifesteal set. Like as a support, if you're like supporting a damage dealer, being able to block damage on them or revive them is very good. Give them another opportunity to either do some Lifesteal or get off another big ability. Revive can be very clutch in this type of scenario. So Broadmouth's also Void, and he'll never be weak. In this scenario, Void is very strong because it means you can just kind of have a general team that's never going to be weak. Defense is strong, auras are strong, and Revive very strong. I don't remember if I said that or not, but yeah, you get the point. Okay, 23, I'm going to go with Skullcrusher. Again, one of the most meta champions because of counterattack, but also places this ally protection and counterattack, and then makes himself unkillable, so it gives you a chance to kind of snowball those abilities. So I wanted to get him on this list because he is still going to be good. Maybe not like super perfect optimal, but very good in a campaign progression, especially in like Nightmare. All right, now let's go. We're actually going to have our first rare on the list, and it is... there we go. Mother Superior. So a base speed of 103 is very good for a rare, and the cool thing about her is she actually has an aura here of 13% speed, so pretty good to bring an aura in this scenario. And she's got lots of utility: decrease attack, heals, place a shield, and continuous heal. shield on 8, for 2 turns if the ally's HP is full. She's got a lot of utility, and I wanted to make sure and squeeze her in here at number 22. All right, number 21 is actually going to be another rare, and we're going to go High Elves Reliquary Tender, a new champion and very good. Void, so she's never going to be weak. 103, great base speed. She's got Revive, that also buffs her turn meter when she does so. Decrease attack on her A1. Remove all debuffs, so she's got a Cleanse and Continuous Heal for Sustain. So just covering all sorts of bases. She's rare. She's cheap to invest in. So very good in a campaign progression sense. All right. Now we're getting into the top 20. Let's go under Epic. We've got a Void Cardinal. Cardinal is another one, kind of similar to Vergus and Broadmow. Epics that are kind of forgotten in the game, especially in a meta sense. But if we take a deeper look, Cardinal actually has a really good revive. A 5-turn that's going to revive, heal them to 25% of their max HP, and boost their turn meter to the max. Very good revive, especially if she only has to do it once. It is on a kind of big cooldown at 5 turns, but it's not extreme. So a very good revive ability there in the for campaign progression. She's gonna place a poison for 2 turns, meh, but she'll also have a pretty big heal of 30% and increase their defense. So I think she belongs on this list, and she provides lots of revive and general utility with a good base speed, and she's void. All right, number 19. We're gonna go into another rare. And it is Bellower. So Bellower has a lot of AoE. All of his abilities are AoE. And the frazzle here is attack all enemies with a chance to block cooldown skills. Very good. If you can get that to proc, that's an extremely strong A1. And then we've got more AoE that is going to decrease their speed. Very good. And then the A3 is going to decrease their attack and decrease their defense. So all AoE. Lots of good utility. He's a void rare, so he'll never be weak. So a very good one for a campaign. All right, and now we're going to go back into epics. Dive into the orcs here and go over Zargala. So Zargala, a great base speed. She's got an A1 that places weaken. Very good. We've got an ability here that attacks all enemies 3 times. Decreases their defense, the big version of it. And if she kills anybody with her A1, or with this ability here, the Devastator, she's going to instantly activate this ability that decreases their defense and attacks all of them 3 times. She's also got an aura of ally accuracy. It's not amazing for this scenario, but it's better than nothing. So Zargala slides in here at number 18. Number 17, we're going to the Night Revenant for Senesha. All right, Senesha, she's got a good base speed of 101. Lots of AoE. She's got an AoE A1 that has a chance to place an extra hit. And then she's got something that hits pretty hard, heals an ally, and puts the target skills on cooldown. A very good A2 there. And then an ability that equalizes the HP of all allies and heal the target ally by 10%. So kind of a general swing between of damage, sustain, and just general utility. All right, now we're going to another rare at number 16, and we're going to go over Apothecary, a very popular champion and very good. Amazing base speed for a rare. The A1 is kind of meh in this scenario, but we've got a very big single target heal that can be critical. So when we're always healing the same thing, very good ability here on a 2-turn cooldown. Going to be lots of sustain. Apothecary, one of the best rares for campaign progression. Then we've got also increased speed and fill turn meter. So very good support for your campaign damage dealer. All right, let's go number 15. We're going to go into the epic Skinwalker Steel Skull. Steel Skull, an amazing base speed of 111, and poison A1, not great, but remove all debuffs from a target ally. Remember, we're only playing with 2 champions, so it's always going to be clutch. It's going to hit the right person. Then heal them by big 40%. And also increase their defense and heal them by 2 abilities that heal. You pair him with a defense champion like Tyrell or something, increase the defense, keep him up, remove debuffs, heal. Steel Skull, amazing for campaign progression. All right, now let's go Night Revenant and Doom Priest. Okay, so Doom Priest, if you use a Force ally with her, she will increase their speed, which is handy. She's got a good base speed of 100, and you can actually build a damage dealer with her that only has 85% crit rate, so you can slot in a little bit more crit damage, which is kind of cool because this will basically be permanent. A random ally is no longer a random ally when you're playing with 2 people. And place a increase attack, another good one for your damage dealer. But this every single turn cleanse and heal is very good, and Doom Priest will help you a lot just in a general sense. Alright, now let's go over Thanasil. High Elf Epic, and Thanasil, an A1 that pleases sleep, can be pretty clutch, pretty good, nothing wrong with that. Oak Skinned is amazing. It's going to increase defense on all allies and heal them by 25% of this champion's max HP. Then we've got an AoE that decreases the duration of all enemy buffs, but it's a semi-big cooldown. So yeah, just lots of sustain and increased defense and clutch sleeps out of Thanasil. He's a pretty good support. Alright, now let's go Dark Elves and go over Lua. I like Lua for this because she's got an A1 that, if built with high crit, will hit all enemies, plus hit one enemy, twice. So a very good A1 there in terms, especially if you put like the Lifesteal set on her. Now she's also got a built-in Lifesteal set because her A2 is on a 3-turn cooldown AoE, and each critical hit is going to heal her, and she hits them 3 times. If she's hitting 4 people 3 times, that's 12 hits that heal her by 2.5, so it can be a lot of healing. Then we've got a hard-hitting single target ability that will fully deplete the turn meter and do true damage. It will ignore shield and block damage. So Lua, a very good damage dealer for the campaign. Alright, now let's go Mistress of Hymns at number 11. An epic with an A1 that is going to heal the lowest HP, the ally with the lowest HP by 15%, so it should always heal the right person in this scenario. And then we've got also place a 15% continuous heal buff for on 2 allies with the lowest HP. If critical, she'll build it with high crit, and she'll bring a lot of sustain. She's also going to revive 2 random allies with 50% HP and place a veil on them so they can't be targeted. Very, very good. She's also got a defense aura in all battles of 25%. So Mistress of Hymns is amazing for this. A lot of general utility coming out of her with a good base speed as well. All right. Number 10 is going to be one of the new ones, and we're going to be going over Umbral Enchantress. So one of the new champions that you may have gotten from the, fusion events and stuff if you were really active. And one thing to note about her, she's based off defense, which is very good. She's going to place a block buffs on all of your enemies. She's also going to place a provoke and an unkillable on herself. Now, it does place a block cooldown skills on her, but remember, this doesn't necessarily mean it's going to last 5 turns because it resets every wave. Campaigns are 3 waves, so odds are if you're going smoothly, she's going to keep resetting and removing this debuff off. Not resetting, but she's going to be removing the block cooldown skills. So she's based on defense, she's void, she's never weak, and she's going to, bring a lot of good debuff utility to your roster. So very good. And then we've got a famous one, Knight Revenant Skull Crown. One of the best damage dealers for campaign farming. She's void, will never be weak. She's got AoE on her A1 that will hit, if they have more than HP, it'll hit twice. She's got another AoE that places the big version of Weaken, so very good. And she's going to place an unkillable buff, so she'll have a chance to kind of get some support or attack again and steal some life. So very good, just kind of a general damage dealer for the campaign. All right. We're going to go over number 8 is going to be Jareg. I love that he has an HP of 33%. That's very good. Will help you sustain in the campaign. An A1 that places a decreased attack, ally protection, and pair him with somebody who's based off defense. This will help a lot. And a passive that's going to place a continuous heal buff on them whenever they get hit really hard. So Jareg has it all. He has decreased attack, ally protection, a good aura, and continuous heal. So very, very useful. All right. Another kind of newish one, we're going to go over number 7, Rearguard Sergeant. Again, a really good aura similar to Jareg with 33% HP. And then she's just got a lot of general utility. She's got an A1 with a 40% chance of placing a huge decreased defense for 2 turns. And then this ability is amazing. It's going to be an AoE that places decreased attack, and it's going to have like a built-in souped up Lifesteal set for her. And she's going to place ally protection and a 15% continuous heal buff on all allies. So Rearguard Sergeant has it all. She has the aura, she has decreased defense, she has decreased attack, she has ally protection, continuous heal, just going to be incredible for this and definitely belonged in the top 10. All right, next let's go over Man-Eater. All right, Void, you know I love that. And then an extremely consistent and reliable AoE, huge decrease attack debuff. Very, very good A1 for this. And then we're going to attack one enemy, fully deplete the turn meter, and fill this champion's turn meter equal to the amount the target lost. And then we've got an A3 that is going to place an unkillable buff and a block debuffs buff on all allies for 2 turns. And just placing unkillable buff and block debuffs on all allies on a 5-turn cooldown, going to be very good paired with the other utility that he brings. All right, top 5. We've got Padma coming in at number 5. She's based off of defense with a great base speed, similar to Man-Eater, a very reliable A1 that's going to place decrease attack, the large version of decrease attack on everybody. Then she's also got AoE that hits decently hard and decreases their accuracy, so it's harder for them to debuff you. And then she's going to be stealing buffs by hitting one enemy. That'll be really good for like boss fights in the campaign. And she's Void, so she's never weak. I love Padma for this. All right, number 4 is going to be Golden Reaper. Okay, amazing base speed of 111. And then this is so cool for this because the A1 has a 30% chance of decreasing the cooldown of a random ally skill. But when we're only using 2 people, this is going to be super impactful. The less people that we're using on our team, the more impactful this ability is. And she's also got an AoE decrease attack and decreased turn meter. She's got increased speed and turn meter. So just so much general utility for this. And she's going to be a really good Void high-speed support for you. All right. Another newer one. Let's go under the Night Rev and go over Miscreated Monster. So yeah, this guy is absolutely incredible for this. We've got an A1 that's going to stun and decrease defense. Stun is very good for dungeon waves in the campaign. Then we've got an AoE, stun, and an amazing shield, so lots of stun and sustain. And then ally protection, and you got continuous heal. And then we've got a passive that places fear on the attacker whenever it hits somebody under ally protection. So Miscreated Monster is going to be an amazing support for campaign. All right. And now let's go over Madame Cerise at number 2. An A1 that places fear, just an amazing A1. Then we've got an AoE that's going to be stealing buffs, places a block debuffs on all allies if a buff is stolen, places a true fear debuff on enemies who have buff stolen, so incredible AoE ability there. Remove all buffs from enemies, decrease their attack, decrease their defense for 3 turns. It's basically permanent. Then a passive ability that places a shield buff on this champion. And then when attacked under a shield, a 35% chance of placing a fear. So lots of fear, decrease attack, removing buffs. Just Void is never weak. A good base speed. Madame Cerise is absolutely incredible for this. And number 1 is going to be, you already know, I haven't mentioned him yet, Tyrell. So yeah, Tyrell, I don't know if he necessarily belongs at number 1, but he definitely belongs high because he's got so much utility. An A1 that's going to, hit twice, decrease attack. He scales with defense. The A2 is really good. It's an AoE with a 75% chance of placing a 60% decreased defense debuff for 2 turns. If the target is under decreased attack debuff, it will place a sleep, which scales with our A1 here. And then we've also got a preemptive strike that is a hard hitting, it hits really hard. Hit one enemy, decrease the target's turn meter. If the attack fully depletes the turn meter, it will place a stun. And he's, along with the aura and just all the general utility he has, he's definitely up there in terms of champions you want to invest in for general utility and campaign progression. So yeah, that's gonna kind of do it for this video. It's mainly because the Nightmare campaign is coming out soon, and people are going to be looking to progress in the campaign. Everybody in the community is going to be looking to progress in the campaign, and this will also hopefully help those of you that are newer to mid-game players that are going to be looking to progress into like Brutal and then get into Nightmare eventually. So let me know down in the comments any champions that I left off the list. It's always good for all of us to kind of discuss and learn from each other. So if I left somebody off that you think belongs on the list, definitely let me know. Or if I included somebody that didn't belong, I always enjoy hearing your input. So yeah. Hopefully the new patch comes and the Nightmare campaign is fun. So as always, thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.